Management of Virtual Teams, Submodule 2.5. In this submodule, we will cover the following points. Definition of virtual teams. What different types of virtual teams exist? 7 factors that can contribute to the successful functioning of virtual teams. Facilitation tips for online meetings. And examples of tools you can use to improve your online work. The central learnings of this submodule are: 1. Virtual teams can reduce costs, leverage global talent, and create new opportunities. 2. They also pose some challenges such as social isolation and segregation, misunderstandings, and conflicts. 3. There are many different types of virtual teams. Which one is most suitable for you depends on the task at hand and on your team. 4. It is not enough to provide expensive technology. You also need to focus on the skills and competences of your team. 5. Provide members with adequate training, opportunities for development, recognition, and access to resources. 6. And lastly, select technology and online tools that match the needs and capacities of your team. Let's begin with a definition of what virtual teams are. A virtual team is a group of people who perform tasks and jobs in a virtual work environment created and maintained through IT and software technologies. However, keep in mind that virtuality is a continuum in which the pure co-located team and pure virtual team represent the two extremes. Most of the current teams fall in between these two extremes. Your team might meet only once a year or every month, or you may even be working in the same office but use a variety of virtual tools and applications because your team members travel often, and so on. Virtual teams are unique, and it could be argued that there are as many types of virtual teams as there are virtual teams as a whole. There are many different types of virtual teams, and some of the factors that influence this are: the type of membership of the people involved, the work tasks that they are hired to do, the degree of virtuality, or in other words, to what extent the teams use virtual tools in their daily work, and the expected duration for completion of their task. To mention a few examples, service teams are usually technicians and call center personnel, and they support ongoing customer and network activity. Management teams are often comprised of executive team members who work on a regular basis to lead and coordinate an organization's work. And project or product development teams are formed for a short period of time to develop a clearly defined output and have decision-making authority. If you wish to learn more about the different types of virtual teams and what characterizes them, you can refer to the reading list for this submodule. There are 2 characteristics of virtual teams that make them slightly more difficult to manage than traditional teams. 1. The first one is that virtual teams cross boundaries related to time, distance, and organization. Time zones are a common challenge for scheduling virtual meetings, as some team members can be in Denmark, where it's 12 at noon, others can be in India, where it is 4:30, and the rest in Brazil, where it is 8 in the morning. The difference in a holiday calendar can also have a big impact on the workflow. While India is celebrating Holi, a festival of colors held in spring, Denmark has a regular working week, and Brazil is still having their morning coffee. And not to mention that there are significant cultural differences and different norms for personal and professional interactions. As you can imagine, this poses a number of challenges for the teams and their successful collaboration. 2. The second characteristic is that they use electronic and technological means to communicate and collaborate. The teams from India, Denmark, and Brazil might have different access to technology or to different versions of software and applications, and have a different skill set in using this technology and software. What makes this even more challenging is that, should there be any malfunction in the hardware or software, the entire work process of the virtual team can come to a halt. With these 2 points in mind, we will go into discussing what needs to be done in order to secure the success of virtual teams. There are 7 factors that affect the success of virtual teams, and those are: 1. Human resource policies. 2. Training and on-the-job education and development. 3. Standard organizational and team processes. 4. Use of electronic collaboration and communication technology. 5. Organizational culture. 6. Team leader competencies. 7. And team member competencies. Human resource policies are necessary to recognize, support, and reward the people who work in and lead virtual teams. First of all, it is important to provide resources to virtual team members in terms of access to technology, training, and tech support to ensure that everyone has the same access to hardware, internet, and applications, and also that they are capable of using them effectively. It is also necessary for NGOs to recognize that team members on virtual teams need assignments and opportunities for development just as their office counterparts. And as they might not be seen every day, their work and contributions can be sometimes left unnoticed, which can lead to a decrease in their work satisfaction and motivation. Therefore, you need to ensure recognition of virtual teams and perhaps even introduce some reward system, symbolic or material, which will reinforce the perception that the work done by the virtual teams is valued and recognized in your NGO. Virtual teams do not have the usual informal, organizational small talk and chats, which help to build better relationships and trust between team members. Therefore, it's worth considering investing some resources in team building and ensuring that the team meets at least once or twice a year, so they get to know each other and develop a stronger bond and a sense of belonging. Often, organizations make the mistake of buying expensive equipment and applications, but do not spend sufficient resources on training staff on how to use them. Hence, before buying the newest software available on the market, make sure that your team will benefit from it and that they will be able to use it. What is more, the leader of the virtual team should be able to receive training in facilitation using technical and non-technical methods to ensure a smooth workflow and good team dynamics. In addition, systems should be created and implemented for sharing knowledge, best practices, and information between team members, such as databases, chat rooms, and others. It is also worth considering implementing standard processes as they provide consistency, streamline the process so team members can accomplish more in less time, ensure accountability, and improve communication. A standard process can be defined as a set of instructions on how activities related to the organization's work should be carried out. Standard processes define things like what activities are to be done, who performs them, and how, what is the purpose, and who is responsible. Standard processes set a strong foundation for the future work of your team and can be applied to all the general activities in your NGO, such as controlling and reporting on projects, documentation and document sharing, conflict resolution procedures, communication and team norms, etc. For example, your virtual team located in India, Denmark, and Brazil have to carry out research in the local community to identify the needs of local youth. Before they commence the actual work, they should first define the requirements for the research. Why is it being carried out? Who will carry it out? How many and what kind of participants should be included? How will the report on the research be structured? And so on. The decisions upon all those questions should be made together by the whole team and then written down and made available to everyone. This will ensure that the research is consistent in all 3 countries and will provide quality outputs. Virtual teams require the provision of necessary technology and training. However, the amount of the investment largely depends on the scale of your NGO's activities and the needs of your team. With technology becoming more and more affordable and the abundance of free online tools and applications, it is likely that you will not have to spend a lot of resources. Remember also to select communication and collaboration technology that suits the needs and work of your team. For example, if the focus of your team is communication, you will want to provide phones, audio, and video conferencing equipment and a common email system. If, however, your team needs to collaborate more, then consider introducing calendar scheduling, collaborative writing tools, instant messaging, whiteboards, and others. We will provide specific examples of tools and applications further on in this submodule. The organization's culture will also have a big impact on how the virtual team will work together. An adaptive, technologically advanced, and non-hierarchical organization is more likely to succeed with virtual teams than a highly structured, control-oriented organization. That is because it is difficult to control and overview virtual teams constantly as they work in different locations. What is more, a lot of coordination and updates on projects and challenges happens in informal talks, when you're having lunch or while having a cup of coffee with your workmates, but that is impossible in the virtual team context. Therefore, it is important to have a decentralized, trust-based culture where team members feel responsibility and ownership towards the work they do. Additionally, you as a team leader should ensure a friendly and productive environment by encouraging the creation of values that focus on teamwork and collaboration, free flow of information, shared leadership, and respect towards different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs. As a team leader, you will have to be the glue that holds the team together, and you will probably experience that it is even more challenging to lead a group of people who are not physically present in the room with you than a standard Monday meeting in the office. Therefore, there are certain competencies that you will need to develop in order to be successful in your duties, and such as 1. Coaching and managing performance without the traditional forms of feedback. 2. Selecting and using electronic communication and collaboration technology. 3. Leading a team comprised of different cultures and backgrounds. 4. Building and maintaining trust. 5. Developing and adapting organizational processes to better suit the work and needs of the team. The team members as well need to develop a specific set of competencies in order to perform well in a virtual team, and those are 1. Taking responsibility and ownership of the project they are working on and the output they create. 2. Project management techniques. 3. Using technology, applications, and software effectively. 4. Managing their own time and work tasks. 5. A high level of interpersonal and cultural awareness. As a team leader, you will be in charge of leading the virtual meetings, so in this section, we will provide you with some useful facilitation tips. To help people find and remember information, you should provide an agenda well in advance of the meeting. Ask participants to think about specific questions and issues before the meeting. Provide space within the meeting when members can ask questions or propose ideas that relate to the meeting's objectives. Let people know where they can find the information they need, such as cloud drives, chat rooms, dashboards, and so on. Have results of past decisions available either on email or cloud drives. And provide think breaks when you see that the energy level is low and that some people are not participating. It is also important to provide the opportunity for people to contribute, and you can do so by using anonymity features for brainstorming and voting, having people send in opinions prior to the meeting, and using communication technologies that provide enough interaction. Finally, to increase motivation to participate, you can structure the agenda so that everyone has the opportunity to contribute. Ask each person for his or her opinion. Use technology such as group editing and collaborative writing. As mentioned before, working in a virtual team will require that you use various online tools and platforms to communicate, collaborate, manage, and overview the work and tasks that need to be done. In this section, we will provide you with some examples of tools that you can use to get your virtual team started or that can enhance the work of an already existing one. However, keep in mind that online tools and platforms are often updated or undergo changes, so double-check the information available online to get the most recent updates on these tools. Cloud drives. Cloud drives allow you to save and share documents and files, which you can then access from your different devices. And they can also provide backup for files, so they'll never disappear if your phone gets lost or your computer crashes. However, the platforms are limited in terms of free storage space, and you usually have to pay extra for the additional space. Google Drive has the most free storage space, which amounts to 15 GB and is combined with Google Docs. However, your storage space will be significantly lower if you have an overflowing inbox, as Google Drive is combined with Gmail. Box Drive, on the other hand, offers secure data encryption, and you can set the privacy settings for different files. For those who frequently use the Microsoft Office package, OneDrive might be a more suitable option as it works seamlessly with Microsoft applications. Video and audio conferencing. Video and audio conferencing will be an inseparable part of your virtual team communication. Some applications you can use and probably know very well already are Skype, Zoom, and Google Hangouts. Skype offers a familiar user experience for anyone who uses Skype to connect with family members, and it's available for up to 10-way calling and can be integrated with premium video conferencing vendors. However, you might want to take into consideration that Skype may be viewed as unprofessional and advanced features are available only for a premium subscription. Google Hangouts integrates seamlessly with Gmail and Google Calendar and works on Chrome and connects up to 10 participants. However, it doesn't support dual-stream video and content, and some users complain about video quality and reliability. The free video conferencing solution from Zoom provides a simple sign-up process, includes basic recording, breakout rooms, and supports up to 100 participants. On the other hand, be aware that all calls are unencrypted, and there is no capability to control spam or bandwidth. Co-creation tools. Co-creation tools allow your team to work on the same files and make changes in real time. Two very well-known collaborative tools are Google Docs and Prezi. Google Docs is a great tool to collaborate on any draft with as many contributors and editors as you see fit. It allows you to add notes and comments and provides a multitude of free apps and add-ons to make co-writing easier. In addition to basic documents, you can also make spreadsheets and upload files or folders. Prezi, on the other hand, is a presentation and storytelling software that uses motion, zoom, and spatial relationships to bring your ideas to life. It also has an online collaboration feature that allows up to 10 people to co-edit one presentation in real time. Collaboration tools. Collaboration tools combine different sets of features, such as to-do lists, instant messaging, file sharing, etc. Some popular examples are Trello, Slack, and Redbooth. Trello allows you to work with boards or lists which can be organized by teams and different tasks. And within these, you can set up to-do lists and delegate amongst colleagues. There's also the option to assign comments to cards, a quick way to give feedback to others. Redbooth has multiple tools to organize projects, tasks, and people, and allows members to have fruitful discussions on task pages. A special feature of this app is Redbooth Predict, which is powered by AI and offers recommendations for users and provides automatic project status updates and reports. Slack is a collaboration tool that allows for the sending of direct messages and files to a single person or a group of employees, and there's the ability to organize conversations into different channels, perhaps for specific projects, one for technical support, general chat, and so forth. The app also supports video calling, and you are able to drag, drop, and share files with your colleagues directly within Slack. Keep in mind that the tools presented are not a recommendation, but just an example of the variety of applications available at your fingertips. When selecting tools for your virtual team, always consider the needs and capacities of the members and the type of task they need to complete. We have now reached the end of this submodule. Let us sum up the lessons learned. 1. Virtual teams can reduce costs, leverage global talent, and create new opportunities. 2. They also pose some challenges such as social isolation, misunderstandings, and conflicts. 3. There are many different types of virtual teams. Which one is most suitable for you depends on the task at hand and on the team. 4. It is not enough to provide expensive technology. You also need to focus on the skills and competencies within your team. 5. Provide members with adequate training, opportunities for development, recognition, and access to resources. 6. And finally, select technology and online tools that match the needs and capacities of your team. For more information and inspiration, you can refer to the reading list for this submodule.